Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in this bluegrass melody that we sang with Nefesh Mountain, which came at the installation of Rabbi Gorbin just, a couple of months ago?
I know, it's been a couple of months.
It's been a couple months already. Join with us. It goes, I want to hear someone pray. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. Down in the valley and over yonder. I want to hear somebody pray. Try it. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody pray. Now how about I want to hear somebody sing. I want to hear you. I want to hear somebody sing. I want to hear somebody sing. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody sing. And we're helping because we're celebrating volunteers tonight. We're celebrating our board, so we're going to sing, I want to hear somebody help. Here we go. I want to hear somebody help. I want to hear somebody help. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody help. And finally, I want to hear somebody lead, because we are all leaders. Here we go. I want to hear somebody lead. I want to hear somebody lead. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody lead. Somebody lead. Somebody lead.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is, I know that it seems like I haven't been away because I was just here last week, but it's good to be back here with all of you and to celebrate Shabbat, and especially to celebrate all of you who have volunteered in some way to support our congregation, and especially those who are taking on new leadership or repeated leadership roles in our congregation, knowing that this community doesn't thrive without the help and support of each one of you, and doesn't move forward without the leadership of our wonderful board of trustees and officers. So we celebrate that. Along with Shabbat, we are going to continue with the lighting of the candles. And Greg, Mr. President, I'm going to invite you to come up to light our Shabbat candles.
All right.
Surprise.
I was surprised.
Test.
I just have to remember you're all my friends. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
I'll take all this for you.
This is why women do this, because guys just... All right, please join me
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Thank you.
We continue with Maya Feh Hayom on page 11.
The second paragraph down. How lovely today is, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Feh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Feh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Maya Feh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Maya Feh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Turn the page 12. We have Lechu Neranana, let us sing and rejoice before God.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Clap with me. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Navia, navia, l'Elohim, nekadma b'nav b'todah. Navia, navia, l'Elohim, Yismirat naviyado. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai.
We continue with welcoming the Shabbat bride, pages 20 and 21.
We'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and on the 9th verse we'll rise to welcome our bride. Lecha dodi ligat alai alalai 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 bnei Shabbat lekapela. Lecha dodi ligat alai alalai 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 bnei Shabbat lekapela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Ishmiyanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shemu tiferet v'litilav lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem misucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat hila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva oreko mi ori, 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 shir naveri, kevod Adonai, alayich nila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Boi v'shalom ateret b'ala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela.
Take a quick moment to greet the people near you before we sit down. We've welcomed Shabbat as a bride. We should welcome each other as well.
Okay. All right, more discussing after. We're going to continue our service. If you can head back to your places. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish, and you can be seated. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26. Page 26. Yitkadash Shemei Rabba, Yamad Yivrach Chilutei V'yamlich Malachotei, B'chayecho Nevyomechon, U'b'chayedecho Beit Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, U'b'zman Karim V'imru.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach, Le'alam Ulam Le'amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitar v'romam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei degodesha Barichu le'ela min koberchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'alma v'imro.
Amen. Please rise and bow to your spirit for Baruch Hu, page 28.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed.
Page 30, we join together. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light,
Transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name.
Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 32.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha Torah u'mitzvot Chokim u'mishpatim Otanu lemadtam Al ken Adonai Eloheinu B'shochbeinu v'komeinu Nasiach bechokecha V'nizmach b'divrei Toratcha U'v'mitzotecha le'olam la'ed Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu U'vahem negeh yomam alayla Ve'ahavatcha atasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachoto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishnantam levanecha, v'dibartam b'shivtecha, v'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shokvecha, u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, u'chtatam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
We join together on page 39 as we join together in building a community that we wish for. We also think of what it means to not quite be in the community we wish for, no matter where it is we are. So, page 39, we join together, standing on the parted shores of history. We still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go,
it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Page 40.
Yabba bim bim bam, yabba bim bam, yabba bim bim bam, yabba bim bam, lai 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 lai, yabba bim bam, lai 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 lai, yabba bim bam. Ikano ha bali manonai, ikano ha ledar batodes, orati lo osepele. Mahale putte hara uvanecha Mohote ayamlik lemoshe o Miriam Ve'eli ve'eli anu ve'amru Adonai lo le'olam va'ed Hey Yabba bim bim bam Yabba bim bam Yabba bim bim bam Yabba bim bam Yai lai 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 Yabba bim bam Yai lai 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 Yabba bim bam V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov Uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Page 42, we pray for peace and protection for us and for all the world.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu leChayim Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. V'hashivenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Oshmor tzeitzenu, ufoenu, l'chaim oshalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44, Song for Shabbat.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise in body or spirit for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach, ofi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue with our private prayers. When you have finished with your prayers, you may be seated.
At the bottom of page 62. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ויעשה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו.
During each service, we take some time to think of all those in our community, in our lives, who are in need of healing of mind, healing of body, healing of spirit. I invite you to share the name of those you're thinking of, whether they are outside of this room or even right here, and even if it's yourself. We all need some blessings of healing and wholeness sometimes too. I invite you to share their names with us so that we can take their names into our hearts with our own.
Michelle Baskett, Gary Peterson.
Page 253. Normally, I would take some time also to invite everyone to share blessings and moments of gratitude from the week. And I know that some of you are holding on to things that you would like to share, so I'm going to invite you. I know it's not as good as sharing them all at once, but we do have a number of things to do during this service as well. So I'm going to invite you to share them all at once. Just shout it out and listen to what everyone is saying. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Sharing with the choir on Sunday.
Okay. We have 2 important moments that we are recognizing this evening. The first is the installation of our new board. And Sean, if you're listening, I tried to call to you early. Come on in. So you should have a sheet with some readings on it. If you don't, then can I thank you, Ben? There should be plenty out by the basket on the table. How many of you are missing one or don't have one near you? Okay, so we'll give it a moment. Ben, right up here. The gardens need one or 2. Because the installation of our board is not just something that I and the cantor do. It's not just something that the previous board does for the new board. It is the community acknowledging the new leadership, its own new leadership. And so I'm going to offer the beginning, and then you'll respond in the italics. See where we are? Try turning to the other side. Now do you see where we are? Reading 1.
Reading 1.
Okay. With the consent of our community and in the presence of our Torah, we ask for blessing upon you who have taken on sacred service to our congregation. May you be blessed with wisdom and insight, compassion and love, patience, strength, and humor. May the weight of this honor and responsibility be light enough to carry so that you can bring blessing to all who love and labor for the synagogue.
May your tenure of service be one of life and grace, achievement and success.
May you grow in wisdom and strengthen Jewish learning. May you guide our efforts and guard our path. May you grow in the intelligent exposition of our heritage and never fear the new traditions of our evolving people.
May the source of truth grant you clear vision, an entrepreneurial spirit, and the courage to carry forward the mandate of our synagogue with the blessing of us all.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we take the Torah out of the ark. Page 246.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, O devar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, le'amo Yisrael bikedushato.
I would like to invite up our board members, our president, Greg Kleiner. I think our vice, you're going to come up, right? Yes. I know our vice president, Erica Matson, was here and probably had to go home. What? To lay down, and also with an excited child. Our treasurer, Aaron Peterson, right? That's the role you've taken on. Our secretary, Maddie Plumer, is out of town. And then our other board members, Sean Berthel, David Plastrick, Eli Bernicker, Mark Rutlinger, Karen Seinfeld, Vivian Morrison, and Bonnie, wherever she went. Well, she is watching Yuval, who is clearly overtired and running amok. Great, thank you. Maddie is going to swap out for Bonnie. Okay. So this, by the way, this Torah that I have pulled out, I pulled it out especially, even though it was hard to get out of the ark. Because this is the Kleiner family Torah. This is the Kleiner family Torah. And I don't know the whole history. Greg, at some point you'll have to enlighten us. But I thought that it was particularly appropriate on this Shabbat, as we are installing Greg Kleiner as president of the synagogue, to use this particular Torah. I'm going to give it to each of you. Don't worry, you don't have to actually hold it. You can just give it a hug while I bring it from person to person.
But give it a real hug. Take a moment with me.
Because as our ancestors received and transmitted the mantle of leadership, we now transmit the same, invoking our blessings on those of you who have come to serve. And I'm going to leave this with you. But I'm going to take, yeah, and make sure you're holding that side. Yep. So while the Torah is out here with all of you, we are going to offer the second blessing for all of them. We join together. Holy One of blessing, bestow your blessing on these leaders who have been elected to serve our congregation. Instill them with insight and understanding, perseverance as well as patience. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations, even as they watch over its daily needs. O God, we are thankful for the dedication and giving spirit that bring these individuals before you, prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavors and help them to lead us in the pursuit of our sacred mission. We join together in Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'hegiyanu lahazman hazeh.
I'll take this so you don't have to keep holding it, and so everyone else can sit down. Yeah, I got it. You're going to stay up here.
You can sit for a moment.
No, you're going to unless you need to sit, I'm going to invite you to stay standing.
1 more minute.
Remember, we're standing up here the entire service.
I tell the kids that all the time. So we're going to bless you with...
Go, hold on.
Maybe we're not going to. Okay.
Not quite.
Okay.
Our Torah reading this week is Shlach Lecha, which is most well known for the 12 leaders of the community who are sent out by Moses to scout the promised land. And the things that they are supposed to be looking for are whether the cities are large or small, fortified or unfortified, and whether the produce of the land is good for produce and good for sustaining a whole community. And the scouts go out and they find that indeed the land is wonderful and fruitful and productive, so productive in fact that they bring back bunches of grapes that need to be carried on stretchers between 2 of them, pomegranates the size of your head, if not bigger. And they also see giants, or at least people who are very big, and fortified cities. And the spies come back, or the scouts come back. I like to call them scouts rather than spies. It wasn't like they were sneaking around, checking things out. No, Charlie's Angels sort of thing. And they come back, and 10 of them say, there is no way that we are ever going to be able to enter this land. Yes, it has wonderful produce. Yes, it can sustain us, but the cities are fortified. The people there are so enormous that we would have looked like grasshoppers. We must have looked like grasshoppers to them. Just as an aside, my college had the Jewish Studies department, faculty versus students, and the students were the grasshoppers and the faculty were the giants. I went to Brandeis. We were nerds. The land that we are on our way to, that we are always on our way to, right? Wherever we are, it is eternally Egypt. There is a better place, a promised land. We are on our way to a promised land. And sometimes the obstacles are going to look overwhelming. Sometimes whatever is ahead of us may make us think that we are grasshoppers facing giants. But what the scouts said was that we must have looked like grasshoppers to them. We don't actually know how big those people were, the giants were. Bigger perhaps, but they were so scared of what was to come that they couldn't even move forward. There will be challenges in our future. We are experiencing challenges even now because that is the nature of a community. And if we can look and see the goodness and blessing, see the challenges for what they are, but not let them overwhelm us, then I know that we can make it to a promised land. And I know that you, as our leaders, can bring us there. There were 2 of the 12 scouts that went out. Anyone know their names? Caleb and Joshua. 2 scouts, Caleb and Joshua, who came back and said, yes, the cities are fortified. Yes, the people are big. Someone else is going to have to open that door because we're not sending Sean out. Yes, the cities are fortified. Yes, the people are big, but God is on our side. God will let us do what we need. God will support us, and we have our community to support us. I encourage you to be like Joshua and Caleb, knowing that together, knowing that with God's support, knowing with the guidance of the Torah and the love of our community, that we can do impossible things, that we can make it to our promised land, that we can bring about the community that we envision. And let us all say, Amen. Okay, I'm going to have you go back to your seats, but don't go too far. You're staying here. What? If you have volunteered for the community, if you have volunteered for the community in any way, shape, or form, I want you to stand up, please. Embody your spirit. Oh, you know what? I'll have you go next. If you volunteered for the community in any way, shape, or form in the past year or so. Paul, you counted votes. Stand back up. We offer a blessing to all of you. You sustain and nourish us with the sacred wisdom and traditions of our people, teaching Torah to us and to our children. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
You work alongside us to bring the light of justice and compassion to God's broken world. May God's presence shine upon you, and may God always be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
You bear witness to our lives and accompany us on our journey. You help us elevate our consciousness and search in every hour for God's presence in our lives. For your dedication to our community, may God lift your hearts and grant you wholeness, fulfillment, and peace.
Amen. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, yehelanu, 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 olecho Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu, olecho Yisrael.
Mazel tov to everyone, and thank you for all of your service to our congregation. I'd like to invite up Greg Kleiner, again, our president, to share some words with us. No, not those. Yeah.
If there's candy out there, I'm scared. I'm a little bit excited. First of all, okay, the story of this, it weighs 1,000 pounds. It is the heaviest Torah. It holds that entire side of the building down, okay? There's two stories about this, and we're not quite sure which one is true. Either this left a little village called Tarnopol in Galicia in Poland or Germany or Russia, depending on who was in charge, and got put in a trunk with my great-grandfather and came over here. Or he left Poland, went to Palestine, got it there, and then came over here. But in any case, it got here about 1928. And it's been here ever since. Now, in between 1928 and now, because the Torah is written on parchment and it's written with natural ink. It's not ink. It's dye, and so it runs out. And so a sofer, someone who rewrites the Torah, sings every letter and rewrites the Torah, and that's been going on for several thousand years. And it looks exactly the same now as it did when the fragments were taken out of the Qumran caves at the Dead Sea. You put them up against each other, and they're exactly the same. The person who did this Torah, when he was here, it was Alan Martin. And then Alan went to Israel and became Avram, and lives in Sfat with his family, and he's a sofer. And so he rewrote this Torah. So there's immense amounts of history connected with this congregation. Now, I'm sure my great-grandfather is looking down saying, this guy's Meshuggah. So, and we actually did a generation skipping thing. My grandfather was president. My father knew better. My uncle didn't, however. Kenny Hyman was president for a long time. So I've got this kind of history with this place. What I do is teach. And I've taught 7th grade for decades. Thank you, Connor, for reminding me. Students come back, and it's really cool to see students come back. And one of the things that's really neat to see students come back is they come back and they become part of the community. And they keep growing the community upward and outward. Everybody standing up here being a volunteer, that's amazing. Next year, let's be twice that. Everybody bring a friend to volunteer for something. We all have at least one friend in the congregation, right? Bring them along. Say, come on and Randy can come back and teach 5th grade. And John too? Yeah. Dawn, what grade, Dawn? Okay. And Wendy, I'll get you. Wendy and I grew up together. So we've been here 10 years. 70, but who's counting? 70 plus, but who's counting? This is really exciting. We have an amazing community. We have a community that has, for a long time, said, for a long time we said, and it was absolutely true, south of Seattle and north of Portland were it. And we became a phenomenally welcoming community. We said, anybody who is a Jew, this is your home. And we made room for everybody. And we kept growing outward, and we kept learning inward, and we kept growing outward, and we kept learning from each other. And we continue to do that, and we will continue to do that. We also will expand on what we all do. Not everybody has to do a lot. But everybody has to do something, just something, an hour a month. You get 100 people to do an hour a month, there's a lot of stuff that can get accomplished. And what it is that will get accomplished, which is more a question than a statement, but what it is that will get accomplished started 18 days ago. So we have expectations of ourselves as a board. We're going to have our first board meeting in a couple of weeks,
and then we'll lay out a strategic plan and some visions, and we'll put it out, and everybody can grab onto it. And by Rosh Hashanah, we'll be moving forward. So just get ready. We will have a good time. We'll be excited, and together we will move it forward. Everybody together. And what became very apparent in the discussions that we've had over the past 8 to 10 months is there's a lot of voices in this community. And every voice needs to be heard. Everybody should feel comfortable coming here, being who they are, and saying what their particular piece of the puzzle is. And we need to be receptive to that. We all do. And that's exceptionally important. So that I encourage. And I say that with a huge depth of conviction. So everybody is welcome here. Every view is welcome here. And we will work through things together. So with that, how's he doing? I think it's fun. I love to see little kids running around because I know that one day they're going to get to 7th grade and Steph will have to teach them because I'll be busy. So I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for everybody who volunteers. Thank you for being here tonight. And here we go.
And I remembered the other board member that I forgot. That's Hannah Goldstein. Hannah. She pronounces it Hannah.
And it's
Goldstein.
Another one of our students.
Vivian. Oh, hold on. Before you come up to do announcements, I'm going to invite you to rise again in body or spirit as we return the Torah to the Ark.
Chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomeha ve'ushar yerachea darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashova Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu
Now, Vivian, please come up to share some announcements. There we go.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Okay, well, tomorrow evening, we have put together a Tikkun Olam event called Climate Change. That's tomorrow, June 10th, and the doors open about 6:30. Please come, bring your friends, and hear about the current events in climate change and how it affects us all, our health, our community, and global immigration. We will welcome Dr. Chris Covert-Bowles. He's Vice President of Healthcare for All, a physician at Kaiser Permanente Northgate Medical Center, and he does lectures on climate change. There will be a dessert oneg to follow and Havdalah. The following day, on June 11th at 1 o'clock, there will be a religious school open house. Do you have a student in your life who would love to learn more about Judaism? Not enrolled in Sunday school yet? Join us for a fun-filled afternoon and learn about our religious education program, youth group activities, and ways your family can get involved. Drinks and snacks will be provided. There's a way to register through the Shabbat Shalom or contact Maddie, is she here? Pimentel Diaz? Mazriel is here. And Mazriel has put together the first unofficial Brotherhood meeting, which will happen on Thursday, June 15th at 7 p.m. More than a year in the making, the first unofficial Brotherhood meetup is being called. Bring your questions and ideas. Inclusive meetup in the Temple courtyard with everyone welcome. We will be providing kosher veggie dogs as well as beer and cider. For meetup questions, please contact Mazriel. The Women's Shabbat will be Friday, June 16th at 6:30. Join the sisterhood as we read Torah, read prayers, and participate in all aspects of the Shabbat service. Let's celebrate together. If you would like to participate in Women's Shabbat, email Barbara Aqua at barbaraaqua@outlook.com. The speaker series, which will happen Thursday, June 22nd at 11 a.m., is presenting Hands for Peacemaking. And this man, Brian Dirks, he is the president of this foundation. It's an Everett-based organization that sends teams from Washington State to do humanitarian missions in remote Mayan villages in Guatemala. He will speak about the work of the organization in general, but more specifically on his experiences as a team leader and their mission in late May when they installed 152 stoves and water filters in village homes. There is a women's interfaith tea on Tuesday, June 27th, 6:30 to 8:30. Join us at Temple Beth for tea and discussion. Our topic will be sin and evil. Tea will be provided. This women's interfaith tea will be here at the temple. Please feel free to bring finger food and style dishes to share. That's Tuesday, June 27th at 6:30. That sounds exciting. Pride Shabbat Service is multi-access Friday, June 30th at 6:30. Join us for an inclusive and participative service during Pride Week honoring our LGBTQ plus congregants, families, advocates, and friends. Wine and cheese will be served at 5:15, and service will begin at 6:30 with Rabbi Gorman and Cantor Fine, and members from the Keshet Q, Rainbow Queers, Temple Beth L's LGBTQ plus Chavara will be officiating. Temple Beth El is hiring. We have begun recruiting for our next TBE executive director. A task force has been put together to oversee the selection process, including a cross-section of Temple staff, board members, congregants, and temple leadership, to include our president, Greg Kleiner, and Rabbi Gorman. And the job posting is available at the TBE website. And that is all.
Shabbat Shalom, thank you. Thanks, Vivian. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Yes, we have a lot going on, even though the program year has ended. We don't stop. We just don't stop here. We are going to continue with our service, the conclusion of our service. Turn to page 282, and I invite you to rise again in body or spirit as we open the ark.
Aleinu l'shabeach laton hakol, latei gedula leotzer breshit,
שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have died in recent days and weeks, and those whose yahrzeits occur in the coming week. If I say the name of someone that you are remembering, I invite you to rise so that we can acknowledge you as a mourner. On this Shabbat, we think especially of Daniel Rome, the brother of Barbara, who died yesterday. And to you we say, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'toch Shar Avlei Tzion B'Yerushalayim. May you be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We're also thinking of Meir Tamari, part of the extended family of Alice and Howard Greenwood. And we are observing the yahrzeits of Sophia Acker, Ruby Burnett, Anna Cartoon, Alan Davis, Louis B. Deitz, Leonard B. Etzikson, Kenneth Farber, Michelle Fingerroot, Jerry Finkelman, Herb Gelman, Susan Gibson, Robert Greenlee, Ida Kadish, Morris Lyon, Thomas McCloy, Nachum Mesher, Lily Polikoff, Harvey Post, Moishe Rappaport, Bernice Rosenthal, Celia Rothstein, Zelda Salk, Laura Sarney, Jack Harry Shanan, Blossom Leichman Shelton, Stephen Shelton, Ann Spellman, Laura Steinman, Alvina Strickerts, Helen P. Whitworth, and Claude Wolberg. As we think of them, we say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing. And I invite you to rise and embody your spirit so that our mourners don't have to stand alone as we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei v'kudisha v'rechu ve'ela minko birkata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'oma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah yitshemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen.
Amen. We're going to conclude with In This House, words and music by Beth Schaefer. I'm excited. I'm going to the Cantors Convention this year, and Beth Schaefer will be there, so I'm looking forward to seeing her and singing with her. You can find it on your sheet, hopefully, on the back page, where it doesn't say 1 and 2. So join with us. In this house, it all comes
comes together in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house of God. In this house beats the heart of a family. In this house is the center of our community. We study and we pray, find meaning in each day. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house is the spark of God's creation. In this house there is joy and celebration. By song or by word, your prayers will be heard. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house of God. In this house we can shelter, we can clothe and feed. In this house there is always help for those in need. A stranger makes a friend, becomes inspired again. In this house, in this house, in this house. Clap with me. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house of God. A house of study,
In this house,
a house of prayer,
in this house,
a house of gathering
in this house,
from everywhere.
in this house,
How lovely is your
this
dwelling place, O Jacob.
in this house,
Blessing
in
upon
this
blessing fills these walls.
in this house,
In this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house of God.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Please wish each other good Shabbos as we prepare for Kiddush and Motzi.
Evan, come on up. Hold on a second.
Come on up here. Nice to see you. Okay. Shabbat Shalom. Hold on to that. Say the blessing first. Okay. There we go.
Page
On
five.
Page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushtanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabat kodsho be'ahava u'vratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta notanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabat kodesh be'ahava Kadesh Shabbat L'chaim. And help yourself to a piece of challah. Help yourself to a piece of challah. We join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avo.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
And thank you to Sean for security, Stacy for cleaning up after the oneg, Helen and Olivia for sponsoring the oneg and the gift, for, where's the rest of my?
Aaron Peterson.
Aaron Peterson for sound, David Plastrick for greeting, Vivian
Debbie.
Morrison for announcements.
Debbie Jopp for accompaniment. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.